Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
It is. I would comment on the weather, but I haven't been outside. So it is a Sunday morning here in Charleston. We are here. I had my rash guard on. You don't want to flip?
Oh, yeah. Didn't know we were doing that. Yeah, we're headed to the lake.
Love it. Morning, Mom.
Hello.
Good morning, Mustard Drill.
Hi.
I just woke Crystal up and I still feel like I'm asleep.
My phone all of a sudden decided to cut itself down, so my alarm was going off and was making any noise.
Good morning, Randacita. We are skipping the coffee this morning because if I do coffee and then I do lake, I don't know what my body will do at the end of the day. I will be mentally, physically exhausted, but hyped on coffee. So it's a good call to skip the coffee. Good morning. We had a great Saturday.
We did.
We went to Myrtle Beach. We went to the Dublin Winery, and then we went to lunch. Well, we're calling it dinner because it was like 3:30 in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
We ate dinner, and then
we came home.
Yeah, that was the words I was looking for.
It was a long day because it was a 2.5 hour drive.
Yeah,
but it was fun.
It was fun.
The winery's always fun.
Yes, if you like sweeter wines, then the Dublin Winery is a good choice if you're in the area of, well, now Rose Hill, North Carolina.
Yeah.
North Myrtle Beach, and then they just opened up a Panama City Beach location.
Yep.
We rather like a good wine day. We filmed it, so it should be a video coming up as soon as I can get it edited.
A lot of us going delicious.
Delicious, exactly. So how's everyone else's Saturdays? Is everyone else getting a long weekend? I'm still trying to decide if I'm working tomorrow. I can't decide. She gets the day off, so she's lucky.
But I'm always off on Mondays.
That's true. So this was not one of the topics that we were going to talk about. I don't think you have it pulled up, but I don't know how many of you guys know that we're going to Alaska in August.
Oh yeah, I don't have it pulled up.
Okay. But now there's this strike happening with the Canadian longshoremen. Is that what they're called? That's what they're called, right? And I know there's a lot of chit chat going around that they might cancel Alaskan cruises, and I'm kind of freaking out. But then we Googled it yesterday on the drive to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
And it looks like, from what we gathered, it looks like it might not affect cruise ships. It would just affect like the cargo ships. So I'm fingers crossed. Also, I feel like cargo ships and longshoremen are very important jobs, and 100%, like I'm like, they need whatever they're asking for, because that is a dangerous, scary, heavy load job. So like, but I also feel like it's very important to the Canadian infrastructure. So I feel like the strike shouldn't last too long, at least.
Right.
Fingers crossed. Because listen, if I have planned for Alaska for this long, I might lose my mind if that's not where we're going. Y'all will see a total flip, and like I'll just be like, I have no idea what we're doing. So I guess really at this point, still just waiting for news if they even went on strike. Was it like officially?
They were supposed to yesterday at 8 a.m.
Right. So like, did they officially go on strike?
I don't know.
Let's Google it. Google is still White Gladys from our last. Did British? Because it was just British Columbia.
White Gladys.
I love White Gladys. I feel like White Gladys is my person. Oh, they did go on strike. It looks like we did strike. I feel like I'm part of the strike at this point. I feel like this is part of my life. Like I am a longshoreman in Vancouver, and I am on strike.
You are now Canadian.
Well, that would be nice. I feel like we really resonate with Canadians. We're also just huge hockey fans, so that's probably 90% of it. We're just obsessed with all things Canadian. I don't know. I'm feeling very I don't know. Rushed this morning, I guess, waking you up 10 minutes ago. I thought she was downstairs. I thought she was making us both coffee or fixing our lunches for today. And I was like, let me just peek in that room to make sure. And nope, she was sleeping. The dog's looking at me like, what are you doing here?
She was out.
Was she though? She looked like she was like. I was like, okay. All right, so I guess we'll get into some of the cruise news that's happened this week that Crystal found. Crystal is our cruise news finder. I had to give her some job. I do everything else. I'm just kidding. I do all the editing though. I don't trust her near a computer. With a camera and editing software. That's shit though, because you went to school for that, didn't you?
Exactly. I went to school for that.
Maybe you. Why am I the one doing it then?
So the first article covers these surprise ship inspections that, what are they called? Yeah, the VSP, and it's the CDC's Vessel Sanitation Program. And they do surprise inspections, and they check 8 major areas of the cruise ships. And that, could be anything from medical spas, swimming pools, galleys, dining rooms, child activity centers, hotel accommodations, ventilation systems, common areas,
etc.
Yeah. At the end of each inspection, they get a grade. It's unannounced, and they're scored on a 100% scale. They have to score above an 85.
No, an 85 or lower fail, so they have to get an 86.
Yeah, they score above an 85.
Well, I just don't even think that you could get an 85 because you can't get an 85.
So the cruise lines that were scored as of June, do we want to cover them all? Or?
Well, I mean, we'll just say which ones passed, and if there's any that failed, and I guess these are just really, if you want the cleanest cruise line, you need to go on Disney.
Yeah,
because they got a 99.8.
They did.
Holy camoli!
They had 4 out of their 5 ships get a perfect 100.
Wow. The Disney Dream has scored a perfect 100 in 14 of its 18 inspections. Wow.
That's crazy.
And that was the only ship that didn't get 100 this time.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Well, especially with all the kids and everything, and managed to score that high.
I mean, granted, I always feel extremely clean at Disney World, so I guess that makes sense. But coming in right after them, or right before them, was Viking. which I would assume that would be very clean considering how much you're paying to go on a Viking ship.
Right.
The Celebrity is also very clean. Royal Caribbean's up number 5 with a 96. Virgin's a 96.5. Norwegian a 96.2. And then Carnival the 95.8. But the worst on the list was Regent Seven Seas, and that got a 93.2.
That sucks.
Wow. Okay. I'm glad you said that. So MSC probably could have done a lot better. But the MSC Seascape scored a perfect 100, while MSC Seaside failed its most recent inspection with a score of 67.
And basically, if you fail, they come back a couple of weeks later and check you again. So you have to fix everything.
So we have a comment from Betty. She said, on the fence about an upcoming cruise, I put a deposit on the Carnival Conquest for Feb of 2024. Recently watched a video, shows it looks dumpy. Have you been on it? We have not sailed the Conquest. We saw it during the meetup last year, and it was small. It's very small. It is one of Carnival's oldest ships. I mean, I don't know that I would say it's going to be awful or dumpy, but if you're looking for a grander look and a grander experience,
right,
I would have gone for one of their newer, bigger ships. Like, you know, it's not, I mean, you're still gonna have a good time. The vibe and the party and what, you know, that'll all still be there.
Carnival's atmosphere.
Right. But if you were looking for like a prettier a prettier sights, a newer ship would probably be better.
Yeah, I mean, I know someone that's been on the Conquest a couple of times, and she's had a great time.
So, I mean, the cat really wants it.
She didn't have anything to complain about when she went on the Conquest. No issues or anything like that.
You want to visit? Come on. I don't think it would be a bad ship to start off with.
No.
I think it'd be fine. I know, I'm trying to think of anybody we've watched a good Conquest video. I feel like if you check out Para DJ,
yes,
they probably have a Conquest video. I'm sure probably pretty recently. They've seemed to have been on every single Carnival ship.
Yes, they'll definitely have one.
Sorry, the cat is just up here like sniffing everything. She's gonna knock over our stand here that we're looking at. Oh, so then you'll know. I don't think the Conquest would be bad, especially if it's not your first trip.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Cruise Vet Adventures.
Good morning.
Mitzi, what are you doing?
She wants in.
Well, if this thing goes tumbling, it's her fault.
Mitzi, your chair is being taken right now by stuff. I'm sorry.
She is really pushing on it. All right, so the second thing we're gonna touch on is the cruise passenger tax increase in the Bahamas, but it's been pushed back to 2024. So that's pretty good.
They're trying to negotiate it. Basically, each person is taxed a certain amount when they visit the Bahamas.
Right.
And so that amount is going to increase. And I'm guessing the cruise lines have to pay it. Obviously, we don't pay it.
Right. It would
or
probably
it gets passed on to us,
in the
obviously, in our fare
port fees, I'm sure.
and port fees. But they charge a certain amount if we go to a private island, and they charge a certain amount if you go to Nassau, Freeport, Bimini. It's actually more if you go to a private island and don't go to one of the mainland islands.
That makes sense because they're wanting traffic driven to
Mhm.
their shopping.
So Christine Duffy is actually huge in trying to negotiate that with the Bahamas right now.
Interesting. Well, hopefully they can figure that out. I mean, I'm glad that the Bahamas is willing to listen. And let's see. All right. So the next thing we want to touch on is MSC Cruises temporarily closing their private island.
I mean, this is not going to happen until...
And I actually just watched a video of MSC's private island.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I can't remember whose it was, but Cat's losing her marbles over here. Just recently watched the video of their private island. It looks really cool. It looks a lot different because it has this this whole like lagoon in the middle. So it's like a completely different look than all the other private islands. So I was interested. I thought that was, I thought it was interesting. So I watched it. But, I mean, it looks like they're just updating.
Yeah, that's all they're doing.
Upgrading. So that's nice.
Yeah, they're going to do that in April 7th of 2024 through May 22nd of 2024.
Oh, so not long. Just
Yeah.
a month. Not than some few days.
And so they've kind of changed those itineraries around a little bit, extended some cruises, shortened some cruises, added some ports, just to kind of fix that. And they want to keep up with the growth because MSC is starting to become popular.
They are. And I mean, we have friends who go on MSC like religiously and love them. And then you have a lot of people who talk about hating them. I think it's just they're a different style, very European. So like if you don't know like European service style, I think you get like flustered and don't like them so much. But I've heard that they're a lot of fun. So
they're on our list.
They are on our list. Every time we see one of their ships, we're like, oh, that's a pretty ship. We should check that one out. But then we never do. We always end up back on Carnival. It happens. Now, speaking of private islands, what's your favorite private island, Crystal?
My favorite private island is Coco Cay.
Mine too, probably. Hi, sweet. Don't bite me. Yes, Coco Cay. It's Perfect Day at Coco Cay.
Oh,
is probably my favorite too.
Coco Cay, whatever.
And for celebrity fans, I'm sure they're excited because now they are going to be calling on Coco Cay. So they can also have a perfect day at Coco Cay and get that song stuck in their head and just sing it all day. Mind-numbingly. Coco Cay, it's a perfect day.
Yeah, so 2 celebrity cruise ships are going to be visiting.
Half Moon Cay was my favorite for a long time, and like for a more of a chill day, definitely. But I can't get enough of the chicken sandwiches. It's at Coco Cay. And when we were at Coco Cay, we swam with stingrays and a sea turtle. Yeah. And what was the other thing that was out there that everyone was like freaking out about? But we missed it. I can't remember, but we saw the sea turtle, freaked out. Saw the stingray, like huge stingray, and freaked out. So Coco Cay's kind of taken over.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we don't even do any of like the thrill stuff. Like,
no,
I'm just a heavy snorkeler, and that's about it. And then we just swim on our little floating mats.
Yeah, I really want to go see Ocean Cay and see what that's about.
Yeah.
But yeah, you will love Coco Cay. There's so much to do.
Oh yeah. The snorkeling is great. Like 100%. Like the snorkeling, I'm telling you. And it was a rough day, so like getting out as far as we did was hard. And like you couldn't go all the way out to the little shipwreck that the lifeguard will point you to. But we didn't even need to, because I mean this stingray was massive. And he was just chilling, and like people were swimming over him, and he would just move up a little bit, and I mean he was massive. He didn't go anywhere. He was like, look at me, I don't care. But the sea turtle was cool. That one was cool, and that one was in like the really like flat water over by like the on the water bar thing.
Right, like
Tiki
the floating tiki bar, yeah.
That was really cool. Hi, Bama Nola Vaughn Adventures. I've got to learn people's names.
Yeah.
I watch all the videos and my brain cannot go that far. Oh, we haven't been to... No, we have been.
Harvest Cove is
No.
Belize.
Oh, so no.
I think, or Roatan.
I'm thinking of... It is Norwegian, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of their private island. I knew that was what hit my brain. We did go there. We don't really remember much of it, but we did go to the Norwegian private island. This cat.
So the celebrity cruises will start in summer 2024. The revamped program includes an increased number of year-round Caribbean sailings to the Eastern, Western, and Southern Caribbean.
Listen, I'm going on Celebrity to go to St. Lucia, and that's about it.
And then we can go to Coco Cay.
Okay, fine.
And exciting weekend trips on board the Celebrity Reflection.
Mm-hmm.
So the other ship involved is the Celebrity Beyond.
Oh, we can go to Captain Kate.
And that's what's going to take us to St. Lucia.
Is it? No.
Yeah.
It was the Silhouette.
Whatever.
Yo, we want to go to St. Lucia, and we want to sail with Captain Kate.
We do.
I want to meet Bugs. Yo, we would book this cruise, and she would get moved like 3 days later.
Oh, and also for all of you going to Coco Cay, the Hideaway Beach, which is an adults only area, is debuting in January.
That should be done soon.
That offers a tranquil retreat away from the masses.
I don't mind the masses. I want to go snorkeling. All the snorkeling for me. I have my full face mask thing, and well, when we did that, you had to have the life vests. So we bought them off of Amazon, and like I blew it up just like the tiniest little bit, and the lifeguard kept going, like, fine, I'll blow it up more. And then like I'd get away from him, and then I would blow it back down, and then he'd look at me, and I'm like, fine. Okay, I thought I was right. It was NCL. And you were right about Belize until you confused yourself.
I know, it was one of them.
We've been to, I feel like we've been to Belize so many times, but obviously never on Norwegian, because we're going on our first Norwegian
First
cruise.
and a half.
First and a half. There you go. Like, I don't really know if you count that first one. I mean, you can't. Like, they do. We got our 3 points.
Sure do.
We got our 3 points. All right. Where were we?
We were on Coco Cay.
Yeah, so I think we've covered everything that we wanted to talk about. Like, just off the top of our heads. Wow, we're doing good today.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing really good. I'm still really, my brain is still really like stuck on this whole strike in Canada thing. Like, if I finally convince Crystal to go on another Alaska cruise and then can't do it, I might cry. Oh, I bet you that'll be so much fun. Going on the Prima.
Oh, wow.
For their 50th birthday. We've been saying forever that we're going to do Norwegian. Like, every year we pull them up, we're like, we're gonna go Norwegian. We're gonna do it. And then We don't.
I want to go on the Prima.
Yes, it looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
The go-kart track. We watched a video last night from who were they? Something in Chelsea. Trev and Chelsea. Where they went behind the scenes on the Icon.
Oh my gosh.
They were flown to the shipyard and by Royal Caribbean and did a behind the scenes tour of the Icon of the Seas. And I'm just like, not even close to done. That ship is amazing. I mean, like you couldn't even see anything.
Yeah,
and you're
metal.
still just like, it was really cool. Really cool. But I didn't even know they did that. Like,
yeah, I didn't either.
I've never seen a video like that before where they have, influencers or whatever come and do ship tours on ships that aren't even close to being done.
Right.
I feel like it should be closer than it was. Like if it goes out in 6 months?
Yeah.
There was nothing but the shell. It's crazy. That was really crazy. Yes. So I'm considering this our first Norwegian cruise, because the first one was 3 days and it was legitimately a booze cruise that we booked 2 days in advance. So I'm considering this our first real Norwegian cruise, like the first Norwegian cruise that we're actually going to have entertainment, where there's actually going to be like, I don't know the word I was looking
for. A
for.
chance to explore the ship?
Yeah. Like, I feel like we got on the Sun and then like, and we were in the hot tub with so many people who only cruise Norwegian, and they were like, you got to go on a different ship because this is not giving you any sense of like what a Norwegian cruise is like. We were like, I hope not. We didn't mind, like, we had a blast, but it wasn't exactly like groundbreaking. It was also a really small ship.
I enjoyed it.
Which I think is why I was so worried about doing that 10-day, because it's on the sister ship, the Sky. I feel like I should not be yawning right now. I feel like I should not be yawning. I could not sleep. I read until like 1 a.m. Y'all, people should take books out of my room. Cat staring at me.
I haven't had any caffeine yet, so.
Do we not just talk about the fact that we are not doing caffeine?
I know, but it's got an energy drink.
Oh, okay. That works.
I can have one of those.
I can have a Mountain Dew. Man, that really is unfortunate. Ruined by the shutdown. We booked the Harmony for September of 2020 in January of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously March happened, and then they didn't cancel ours technically until August.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was all this talk about like it was going to start back, like it was going to be like 2 weeks after our original cruise, and we were like, okay, well let's just move it to then. So we booked ourselves on that one. We moved it to that one, and then obviously that did not happen. So we ended up lifting and shifting and putting ourselves on the Symphony in 2021 in September. And I kind of wish we had. I wish we had pushed out a little farther.
Yeah.
But I think for, like we had sailed the Horizon in July, and there was like no change from cruising at all on that ship. Like, besides having to wear a mask in port, like I don't think, and to get on and off, like there was no other changes to like the cruising experience, and we weren't expecting that when we went when we went in September that there was going to be like a huge change, and Royal was thinking it. I think also had been a few cases, and like they were back to wearing masks by then.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just not the same experience. And like when you're on that big of a ship with that few people, it was strange.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Like I wish we had lifted and shifted again. I mean, not that I regret going on the Symphony because it was a beautiful ship, but I kind of wish we had lifted and shifted again.
Currently my favorite Royal ship.
We did spend an obscenely amount of time, an obscene, where did I put the LY on that? An obscene amount of time at the Bionic Bar. Oh man, first cruise right before the shutdown. Man, that had to be hard. I mean, I know normally for us we cruise once a year. Last year was a huge anomaly. That's the word, right?
Yeah.
Carnival's prices were so cheap that we were able to just get on multiple times. So I can't imagine having gone on your first one and you're so excited and so hyped up on it, and then bam, you're cut off. She wants out. She's gonna have to just wait. I don't know what the cat is creeping us out. Creeping us out. We did go to Cozumel during we did an all-inclusive in September 2020, which, I mean, obviously we were fine, but I don't know that it was our smartest decision. I mean, the hotel was very clean and they had a lot of protocols that we had to follow. And there was like us, a group of firefighters, it was 2 firefighters. We met them on a plane. And then there was another couple who were local, who were just like on a vacation, like a staycation. And then there was like a family, and that was the only people we ever saw the entire trip. And the family left like a day into our vacation. And then there was our neighbors. It was a whole different story. That man liked to go out on his balcony at 3:00 in the morning and sing. And he had a decent voice, but he would sit out on his balcony extremely loud singing. I was losing my mind.
That was fun though. We did that instead of
the
Harmony,
which we were kind of sad about because we were gonna have Bing Bong on the Harmony, and then we ended up not having him on the Symphony. So that was kind of sad. You weren't sad? We booked specifically the Harmony because of Bing Bong.
Yep.
We do. Now he's gonna go to California, so we're out. We're not reselling with him anytime soon. Granted, that's how I could go see Nicola too.
Yeah, it is.
I could go see Nicola on the Radiance.
Navigator and Radiance.
And go on the Navigator. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. We did have to wear that bracelet on Royal.
Yeah.
To show that you were vaccinated. That's right. I forgot about that. And yes, and then the only place you could be without your mask was that pub.
Yeah.
We lived in that pub. We were always in that pub. Or like sometimes you could get away with it, like if you were walking and drinking, but a lot of times they would be like, "Can you please put it on?" I'm like, yeah. I guess. I'm really hot. I spent a lot of time on the Rising Tide bar too, because I think that was another place they let you not wear it.
Oh, really?
Even though it was open. But maybe it's because we were sitting and having a drink too. I forgot about that bracelet though. I think ours were light blue.
Yeah, they were.
That was the time we had the ocean view onto
the promenade.
No, it was into Central Park.
Oh.
We had the ocean view onto Central Park. That was nice because they had like a little window seat, and like I would just prop up in there and watch people on Central Park in the mornings. and read my book.
Did you see where they replaced the trees on the Allure?
Did they really?
Yeah, and they had to like pick them up by cranes
bet.
and like put them over the edge of the ship
Wow.
and then plant them.
So who was it? Which cruise line was it that had, or no, which Oasis class ship was it that had the resident owl for a while?
I don't know.
I think it was the Oasis. Our neighbors must be going out on their boat. I can hear their truck.
They actually came back.
I know. That was crazy. Maybe we'll actually see them out on the lake today. Unless they do kind of look, they might not. They might go on the ocean. They do have a bigger ship. Bigger ship. They have a bigger boat.
Bigger ship.
I'm done, y'all. We're talking cruising. Now I'm like, they're going cruising. Just by themselves with no
They
passengers.
just have a cruise ship in the front yard, you know.
That's why we live here. So our neighbors have cruise ships. Why do I have 3 FaceTime notifications? Some rando, I don't even know, tried to FaceTime me. That was weird. Y'all. Well, I think we're gonna hop off because we are going
To the
lake to spend some celebratory 4th of July weekend shenanigans.
I hope everyone has a good weekend and a good 4th.
And there will be a video coming up at 2 today.
Yes.
I think it's our talk about cruise directors.
Okay.
I think we went ham because we have really strong opinions on Kindle Fire and Donkey and Cookie. So we will catch you guys. Well, I'm sure I will catch all of you in a live at some point tonight, tomorrow. And thanks. We're gonna float, swim. I gotta find my float. To remind myself. Have a few adult beverages and some sandwiches. All right. You too. I hope everyone enjoys themselves and stays safe and don't shoot your fingers off with fireworks.
Nope.
All right.
We'll catch you next weekend.
Bye.
Bye.